the ability to stay with it despite all of the circumstances that started in the beginning of the game. Our guys stayed with an amount of grit, determination, focus. It's just the belief system of this group. Next man up by committee. I mean, there's no better way to show it than what that locker room and each guy did from the beginning of the game. To go 37-8 in the fourth quarter tells you about the magic level of defense and how we are determined to lean in on our defense to get out and go on offense.
It's 60 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention. Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Prime Time. Featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God. This is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
I would spin off of that and just say we're not a member of the Big Dog Club.
Yeah. Not this team,
Yeah.
no.
We're not a member of the Big Dog Club. Staying on the porch is kind of what they have been doing, that's for sure. Welcome in a Mokama Beer Company Monday, XL Primetime, ready to crank 2 o'clock hour. That temperature feels like it's dropping today. A little cool weather outside. That's Christmassy. There are plenty of people on the road, man. You take a look at some of these exits to some of the shopping centers around Duval, the First Coast, and beyond. Holy cow. So be patient. If you have us on your radio, your app, your streaming, whatever you're doing, thanks for hanging out with us, and we definitely can help fill up your time instead of all that traffic. I went towards the northwest St. Johns County earlier and then came across, and there are people everywhere shopping, waiting to the last minute.
It's too late, people.
Yeah.
It's just too late.
It might be a little bit too late.
I mean, Christmas is in 2 days. If you couldn't get your stuff,
Better not be too late.
it's too late, man.
This is the guy.
Oh,
Matt,
yeah.
Matt's the one.
Matt's the guy that waits the 48 hours.
I've got almost probably 90% of it done.
Okay, all right. That's
I'm just
good.
saying,
Well,
there's
how much is that online?
First off, you don't have all of it done. Don't even say that. You're the king of late.
I am.
Listen.
But, I always
My
tell
guess, look, this is my guess.
Yeah.
He's probably got 30% of his done. That's my guess.
Well, I always tell you that I like being amongst the people. I like being out there and feeling the spirit and everything like that. But I will tell you guys that it's beaten me up too. Okay, it's gotten to me, and so I actually was a little proactive, and
Really?
I got
So you're like 40%.
somewhere around there. But I've gotten a fair amount of it done.
I'm 100%.
Yeah,
Because I ain't spending no more money. Whoever ain't getting.
that's probably
Whoever
a
ain't
good
got
way
ain't
to look
getting. I'm
at it.
telling you right now.
All right, so you guys got any shopping nightmares? You guys can let us know, because dudes are dudes. We will wait till the last minute. So we would love to hear some of the horror stories, especially after she tells you this is the only thing I want, and you somehow or another blew it because you waited till the last second and you can't get it. So 641-1010, you can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Today, tomorrow, before we open up Christmas presents, welcome Santa down the chimney. All that'll be coming up fast and furious over the next couple of days. All right, so it was fast and furious over the last handful of days. We were treated with some great ball from Thursday all the way through yesterday. You got Monday Night Football tonight. As a matter of fact, you have NFL football, or have had and will have NFL football 8 days over an 11-day stretch. That's awesome.
Wait, did you say we were treated to great football?
Yeah, well, there was
Because that game Sunday was not great.
No.
Those
that
three
one,
first-round playoff games in college football, not great.
well, that one sucked yesterday. We're definitely gonna dig into that one. There was some other good ball out there. Trust me on this. Our eyes have been have been forced to focus on what has been bad here locally.
Our eyes are bleeding right now.
But the other thing is those college football playoff games sucked too.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, and this was the danger that I said going into this bad boy. Maintained it all the way. You guys know how consistent I was with this, is that I kept looking at those spreads, and I'm like, I don't like the look of this. And if you're going to try and sell me on the idea that 12 teams, which I still love the idea of it, that 12 teams have a chance to compete, and the NIL is going to make everything so much better and so much more even, and, ooh, look at this. We've got teams that are coming out of nowhere. No, they all still suck except for the
No,
ones
they
at
don't.
the very,
They don't
very top.
suck. It's they chose the wrong teams, Joe.
Perhaps. I don't
Yeah.
know what. Hey, we do not know what would have happened with Alabama if they had gotten in there.
I'm not
or
even
Miami,
talking about Al. I
if
don't
they
even
had
think
gotten in there.
Alabama should have been. I'm talking about like South Carolina and Ole Miss.
Well, I'm talking about, hey, Lane Kiffin tweeted out, hey, thanks, committee. This is what you gave us. Hey, Lane, you had a chance, buddy.
should it be? I agree. Should it be Florida? I don't disagree at all with that. All I'm telling you is
you had your chance.
right. All I'm telling you is you kept a team home that beat the boogeyman by 18.
Mm-hmm.
That went on the road to South Carolina and won by 21 or 24.
And could not be.
I understand
Billy.
all of that. I understand all of that. But there has to, at some point, you've got to be able to have some kind of system where you respect the strength of schedule. You respect big wins. Not unlike, I should say, the men's basketball tournament, where quad wins and quad losses, quad 1 wins and quad 1 losses are important.
Mm-hmm. They do.
It's not just about beating 11 nobodies.
Yeah. Let's just go back to the BCS.
No, we're not doing that.
Why?
You just got to tweak this thing. That's all. Just make strength of schedule more important.
No, I'm just saying, if you go to BCS, you got college, AP, you got strength of schedule, all those different variables on the computer.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what the formula was, okay? No one knew it. No one understood it.
Yeah.
No one understood. There's 7 different computers. They all have different formulas. And here's another thing, too, with computers. Everybody says, oh, the computers. It's still who's putting what in, okay? That's the bias right there with who's putting what in and what they're weighting it.
It's still a committee that decides.
Yeah, it is a committee decide. What the two determining factor is deserve and best. I want the best 12.
Best.
I want the best 12 in. I don't want to hear that you won 11 games. I don't want to hear I want the best 12 competing at the highest level in this tournament.
Let me tell you guys this, all right? And this is the foundation of the problem. The first round losers, Tennessee, SMU, and Indiana, combined, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking combined now in 36 games, beat one ranked team in the final college football poll. One.
Yeah. Now
that was Tennessee over Alabama.
Right. They may have knocked other teams out by beating them, but yeah, the final one, and I don't know that it tells the entire story, but that's a bad number. That is a really, really ugly number. And Indiana, there was not a single spread covered. And they were sizable spreads.
And I know this is not going to happen because there's too much money involved. You should get rid of the polls at the beginning of the season. You should go
ESPN will never let that happen.
I know that.
You're
I'm just
exactly
saying,
right.
Yeah. You should go mid-season polls. I mean, because already you already got the cards are already stacked in favor for you, and if you got a terrible schedule, all right. If you got a terrible schedule, then it's going to be a benefactor for you down the stretch.
Yeah. Let me tell you guys this real quick too.
Yeah.
Tennessee, okay. In the second half of the season, after Tennessee beat Alabama, that big win, okay, big win. This is who they played, okay. They beat 4-8 Kentucky, 2-10 Mississippi State, played against Georgia and got annihilated, right? Mm-hmm. Beat 3-9 UTEP and 6-6 Vanderbilt, and they put them in the playoff.
Yeah, well, that's the mighty SEC now. Let's not ignore that, okay? That's the mighty SEC that was.
And I'm not just ripping on Tennessee. I've already gone over Indiana. Yeah. We know that. Yeah. And SMU, who did SMU beat this year?
They didn't.
No one.
It's the ACC.
ACC was a travesty this weekend.
They lost to Clemson.
This will be a constant argument. Fairness among the Power Four. And I tweeted it out. There is no way you can look at these Power Four teams and say all of them are created equal. They are not. All Power Four conferences or schools are not created equal. And this is what the committee will try and shove down our throat, that they want you to recognize that it's a national championship. Therefore, you need to include all the conferences that are recognized.
Well, here's what I say. You can go to 12 all you want, but essentially, we're going to get down to the bottom 4 that we always see every year in and year out.
Yeah.
But see, you won't. I think if you get the right teams in there, you're going to have upsets.
Maybe. It's going to have to wait another year to find that one out.
Yeah, I mean, you will. There's no doubt you will. But
it's like I already told you guys, we already have had lopsided defeats among good schools and good conferences, lopsided defeats when it was just the Final Four. When Notre Dame got mollywopped, when Michigan State, Washington, Texas, we can go down the line with the teams that just got the hell beat out of them in the setting of a semifinal.
Are you going to tell me that South Kakalaki couldn't win at Notre Dame the way they were playing?
No, I'm not going to say yes. I'm not
Or
gonna
Ole
say
Miss
yes to that.
couldn't win at Notre Dame.
Not going to say yes. Not. They had a chance. They had a chance.
Come on, man.
Hey, they had a chance to beat Alabama, had them beat, and didn't beat them.
I think Miami, first off, Miami would have been a way better game for Penn State than SMU.
They would have given up as many points as SMU.
I'm not even talking about Alabama. Leave Alabama out of the picture. I'll just give you those three teams: Miami, South Carolina,
I'm joking with Leon.
and Ole Miss.
I'm joking with Leon on the pre-show. If Kevin Jennings doesn't try and bite off way too much on that early 4th and 1, when he absolutely had the play,
He's wide open. He just missed it.
He was open, but he bit off too much and did not make the proper throw. He's throwing across his body as he's trying to extend for a 4th down. Anyway, they don't get it. 0 points. Make a stop against Penn State's offense, then throw a pick 6, and the rest is history.
Cam makes that throw.
Cam does
Yeah,
make that
I
throw.
agree
You're
with
right.
that.
You're right. And immediately, Penn State's on its heels. Immediately.
Yeah.
And immediately, it's the Penn State offense
There's
that has
no
to play, not the defense.
way I'm saying Miami would have been better when they had a 21-0 lead against the Qs and couldn't close it out. There's just no way
I don't
I'm doing
disagree
it.
with you there.
There's
I don't
no
disagree
way
with
I'm
you
saying
there.
Hottie Toddy would have had a better game than Tennessee or whomever when they blew it, when they had the opportunity to lock up a spot in the college football.
I don't disagree, but I guess, look, those games happen in the regular season. They just do. And I agree they should have locked it up. I agree with you that Ole Miss should have beaten Florida and locked it up. But games like that happen, and there's no getting around games like that. So I think that has to be taken into consideration when you're starting to look at the totality of resumes of all these teams.
Right. All right. So you guys jump in on the college football playoff because honestly, it was something that we lived for, couldn't wait to talk about. And then once it got here, the yawner of yawns. And you could qualify a few moments in these games where it was close at a period of time. Indiana sucked, okay?
Yeah.
Did not get into that game until late. The environment was there. They had an opportunity. It's not like Notre Dame was running all over everybody offensively. They had an opportunity. They blew it. Clemson got back in the game and then gave up a huge play. Just an easy couple of blocks made, and a guy kicks it out, and they're not there to contain, and he takes it to the house.
Yeah.
And then you can obviously go to what Tennessee did. Tennessee I'm telling you, the most embarrassing game, and the son-in-law, I already told him. He's
down now.
He's down in the rankings.
He's down in the rankings. He thinks I jinxed his team. I'm like, no. You jinxed my pick. Okay? Never again will I have you representing the SEC going up to Columbus thinking you've got a chance to beat them. The last time we saw the Buckeyes, which is why Leon and I locked in on Tennessee, they sucked. And they made Tennessee look not ordinary, not average. They made Tennessee look pedestrian.
Right. Well, I told you guys Ohio State was going to do that. They were going to be ready for that game after what happened with Michigan.
Well, you were right. There's no question about that.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to win it all. You wait and see. Ohio State's going to win it all.
Well, I give Will Howard credit because that's what I wanted to see and expected to see and and I saw it for some of the year. But same thing. Who did they play? Who did they beat?
If they play like that, they'll win it all.
Yeah,
well, they won at Penn State. That's a pretty good win.
Yeah, but at the time, we weren't that impressed with it. It was a three-point win when Penn State had their chances and blew it at home.
They won at Penn State, then they beat the hell out of a team that everybody thought was great. Indiana.
Like I give them like this much credit, but not a lot of credit.
The credit you should be given is somebody went up to Chip Kelly and said, the number 4 on your field,
get your
he's
head
the
out
best
of
guy in the field every time you get on the field. Get him the ball.
Yeah, that part.
All right, so we got plenty to get into. We've just figured we start off with college football playoff because your day has been drained emotionally with Jaguar talk. But that doesn't mean we won't get right to it right now, okay? Mokama Beer Company Monday, we say thanks to them. And if you want like a gift card, Christmas present, stocking stuff, or whatever it might be, maybe pick up a 6-pack of Mokama. You can definitely make one of those craft lovers happy by dropping by either their beautiful tap room on South 8th Street in Fernandina, the Wildlight location. You can drop on by Total or ABC and look on the shelves where they sell craft and pick up some Mokama. Definitely pick them up for great Christmas gifts. Tuesday through Sunday, they're serving that great craft, and then coffee every day of the week. So let's get to the Jags because you needed some coffee with this one. Whoa, that was an ugly game at times, but we will get into it. The Tankathon is on, and they're trying to crawl their way to the top with that number 1 pick overall.
It's the ultimate tailgate.
You could win a weekly tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher, valued at $100. And monthly winners get a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and collectible football. Enter at 1010XL.com.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
It's the time of year all our customers love. At Garber Auto Mall, every 2024 must go. Take advantage of thousands in discounts on all new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I, for one, like a sure bet. Putting my money up, knowing I'll win. That's why I bet on Awaken 180. It was a sure thing, and the results proved it to all of us. Start your new year out knowing you'll reach your goal. Awaken180weightloss.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
She's seen and heard all over 1010XL's video and social channels.
Whether the big cats are at the bank or on the road, I'm there too. Follow my updates all season long, on air and online.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota.
This holiday season, send someone you love a beautiful arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. JJ here, and I know that when you order from Kuhn, you'll show them how much you care. Online at KuhnFlowers.com.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with PrizePicks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With more than 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40 states, including Florida. Join now, because this holiday season, PrizePicks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code JAX and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code JAX on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, man. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start to the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
Frank Franzi here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
They run it. This is Tank Bigsby. Good burst for Tank. 40-yard line. And the ball came out. The ball came out. He fumbled it, and the Raiders have recovered it. It was a terrific run. The Tank Bigsby has had some fumble issues. He fumbled it again. Trayvon Merrick recovered it for the Raiders at the 45-yard line of Jacksonville.
You're right. It's not for the, for lack of effort and physicality and all that. The guys do play hard, but the mistakes, penalties, the things that just kind of have held us back all season. It's just, I think as coaches, players, it's the frustrating part. Until we get that corrected, obviously, there's going to be a lot of long days. We got to get it fixed.
It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Well, it is good to know that once they get it corrected, everything will be corrected. And until then, it's going to be long days. But once they do that, week 18, they will have to continue to work on it until it gets corrected.
What is this, week 16?
Afterwards, the cut.
Bro, they've been an undisciplined ball club all year long. When are you going to correct it? Come on, bro.
Yeah. Look, hey, let's just take the microcosm of how bad this football team was against how bad that football team was when you had 4 consecutive flags, 2 against the Vegas Raiders, which set them back. And it looked kind of embarrassing because they had a couple of penalties on back-to-back plays, only to be followed and matched by number 41 and number 44, also receiving back-to-back penalties for offsides on your Jacksonville Jaguars defensive line. It was unbelievable.
Like, you're offsides, Eric. Get off the line.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult, man.
Well, he
did it the next play. He did it.
Yeah, he did it, and then 41 and 44 did it.
By the way, RJ, play that again. Play Doug Peterson again. This dude, this is one beaten dude right here.
Yeah, he's saying the same stuff over and over.
Yeah, but listen to the tone. Play it, RJ.
Oh, believe me, we've had.
You're right. It's not for the, for lack of effort and physicality and all that. The guys do play hard, but the mistakes, penalties, the things that just kind of have held us back all season. It's just. I think as coaches, players, it's the frustrating part. Until we get that corrected, obviously, there's going to be a lot of long days. We got to get it fixed.
Bro, and guess what, bro? This is what's being said in the team. This mundane, monotone, this is what's being said in the team meeting room.
Well,
No. You guys all told me he can't criticize players. That's what you guys told me 3 months ago.
I never said that.
Oh, yes, you did. Don't give me that.
Where the tape?
Don't
recall.
You guys all gave me grief when I said he should step to that podium and say, these guys suck right now.
Hey, we went down this whole argument. As a matter of fact, I'll take you back to we're talking about the first week of January of 2024, where we had to go find the soundbite to prove to Matt that he was critical of Trevor.
Look, what you guys call critical is not calling out players.
My whole point is this right here, this soundbite you just heard, I guarantee you that tone you just heard from him, you could go to week 1 and find the same tone. That's to Leon.
I don't understand how these players get inspired by their coach when he has the same monotone week in and week out, whether you win or lose.
Do you remember him saying there are plays to be made? They've got to make the plays. Oh, yeah. Look, he ain't Mr. Critical. He ain't going to do it. But I've seen others that have pulled their hair out and gone crazy and also haven't got any results. That sounds like a defeated man. Yeah, he's defeated. But he sounded defeated very early in this season.
Yeah, but these offenses go unpunished. I mean, Eric Armstead lands off all sides, not once, but twice, back to back. Guess what? He's still in the game running. Pull his behind, bench him until he gets the message. Yeah, I know he's a wily vet, but you got to do something. You got to do something. And then you got Josh Allen. I mean, we're talking about preseason lineup, day one. Yeah. Look at the ball. Where's your alignment with the ball? He was damn near in that huddle, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on now. He was across the – and then you got Trayvon jumping off sides. I mean, this is a very undisciplined ball club, and no one seems to be doing anything about it.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this question to you guys, because a few weeks ago, or maybe even a week ago, we heard the comments of Doug Peterson, and it seemed like he was talking about the future and almost felt like he felt that he was going to be a part of the future. You hear now this clip. Joe, are you back to the thought process of this guy understands he's a dead man walking, or do you just feel like it's a bad game and he's saying, well, we'll figure this out next year?
Let me be clear. I think they're out. Okay? I am not in the camp that thinks they're coming back. And you can say, and we even have had this discussion every Monday about, we joked last week, oh, wait a minute, as long as he knows the list he's got to fix, he'll be able to go do it. No, he's saying everything he has to say right now, but he knows he's going to be bounced. Okay? This football, you cannot have this product this long after a pair of 9 and 8 seasons and expect that the owner has to look at the product. I always use that word, that phrase, and Billy had to change the product to ultimately prove to his people in charge that he deserved another shot down in Gainesville. I'll give him credit. I didn't think he could, but he did change the product a little bit. He didn't have a very good product in that Gasparilla Bowl, but you get my point. Here, Doug Peterson does not have control of a game plan that is good enough to go out and win, and he does not have control of his players where they are good enough to go out and perform at a high enough level to win. The execution, the game plan, the scheme, everything, it's lacking right now, unfortunately.
Go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, it literally looked like Mac Jones didn't practice. He missed so many throws, and it wasn't just like a small miss or just too far outside or just not enough. Mm-hmm. He missed badly on throws. Badly. He may have been sick during the week and he didn't practice. I have no idea. It literally looked like he did not practice this week.
All right, this is where I laugh a little bit because I say to myself, this is who they are.
No, I know that. I know that.
No. He can practice as much as he wants. He still may not hit the guy. Okay? He still may not.
What's your point, Joe?
Yeah. He still may not hit the guy. Okay? There are guys that are charged with blocking up front. They practice all week. They still may not be able to block.
Are we going back to Jaguar bad now? Is that what we're doing?
Well, that's what it kind of looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and the texters are saying the same thing. 641-1010. You definitely could let us know what you're thinking because there is not enough good that you can see right now that says, you know what, if they had just done this. And I love when Coach Campo tells us it's just a handful of plays in each of these games that cost you. Well, yeah, that's probably true. But there are so many other plays they could have won on that they didn't win on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mac Jones is who he is, man. I mean, those throws.
He was missing like outs, basic 8-yard outs.
Bro, even the touchdown he threw to BTJ, bro. BTJ had to stop, pause, and come back for the ball. He threw a shot.
Check his nails.
It was like a shot put in the air, bro. That's the touchdown one. Even the one that he dropped, it was thrown the same way. It was just a bad ball, bro. It is. This whole team is bad ball.
All you guys on the text line that for weeks have been saying that Mac Jones should be quarterbacking this team and Trevor Lawrence shouldn't.
Yeah.
Just sit down now, okay?
Yeah. Believe me.
We love you guys, but you guys got to wake up, man. It's not even close.
Well, there are plenty of them that are they want to support their guy, and they also have been detractors of Trevor for a while. So that's all fine and good. But that's not the problem right now. Getting rid of
that's one of many.
Yeah. getting rid of I-275 is not necessarily going to fix anything around here. There's a lot of other things that need to change and need to change drastically. So I'm still of the opinion, just to be clear, that at the end of the year, Shad Khan, I believe, is tired of paying for free agents, especially when free agents don't pan out. He's tired of seeing this roster not fully develop the way it should. And I think he's kind of embarrassed. I hope he's embarrassed by the product because the product sucks right now. And you went from a pair of 9-8, a pair of 9-win seasons where you look like things were turning a corner for this franchise. Big picture I'm talking about. But you cannot ignore what has happened in the last 21 ball games. They have won 4 of their last 21. And that's coaching, that's performance level of players, what you demand of them inside the building, and it's the players themselves and the personnel guy. Mason Smith may have had his best game yesterday of his young career, and that might seem promising, but that still doesn't mean he needed to be the 48th pick overall.
No. It was a healthy scratch.
Well, he was also playing against a backup guard, too.
It doesn't, that's what I'm saying. It does not. Please hear what I said. It does not mean that he was.
I was just underscoring your thought.
That's all I was doing.
Oh, that way the offensive line is terrible.
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 Might be the worst offensive line in the NFL, actually.
Yes.
And my man Miles Cole got off a little bit.
He
too.
did.
Yeah, that kind of speaks to what you're saying there.
But, you know what? Oddly enough, Josh Allen didn't.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, Trayvon Walker didn't.
Less than double-digit sacks right now with a couple of weeks to go. All right, so just play the one soundbite. This was very a hot topic today. And Mia and Brent, those were those in the locker room that were talking to Dewey Wingard, and Wingard was definitely sounding off on how this whole thing has gone. And you could tell he wants to go off even more. He's just not doing it.
I mean, I know for the guys that haven't been around, it's hard. And I've been through this stuff many times. And you just got to go play ball and know that your tape is your resume and everyone's watching the tape. And that's what you got to do. And it stinks. And I do everything in my power to scream at guys and cuss and say, let's effing go. But it is what it is.
Dewey may end up being a pretty good coach, and he definitely wants to be back out on the field full time. He believes he's a starter.
He's going to be a good coach one day.
Yeah,
There's
he
no doubt
will be.
about
I
that.
do believe it. But and I love the fact that he's willing to say that he needs to be playing more, that he is a star in this league. You have to have that belief, correct? That's just how you're supposed to be wired.
Yeah, because if you're not getting the reps and you're losing and you feel like you can make a difference, you're asking the coaching staff, why am I not playing?
Right.
I mean, that's any veteran. I mean, no veteran, if you're seeing you lose and you're on the sideline, you're asking the coaching staff, hey, listen, I need to be out here. I think I can help contribute. So I can understand his frustrations.
Well, how bad is it for you guys all collectively to hear a guy like Andrew Wingard say, for the new guys, it probably sucks because they're coming in and probably haven't lost this much in their entire football careers. But I've been here for a while. This is almost kind of like the norm for me. So it's not anything new for me to be a part of a kind of losing organization or have a losing stretch such as this.
Yeah, he's definitely been through some really good, but then a lot of bad. And he goes back and says that Doug, not this Doug, the previous Doug, didn't even know who he was, that type of stuff. And so he's been around for a minute, that's for sure. All right, 641-1010. You guys hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in on that. You can get in the chat on YouTube. You want to watch any of our shows, any of the shows, 1010XL, all you got to do is go to YouTube, and you can definitely check it out. We've got the famous
Idaho Bowl.
Potato Bowl
going on the blue
right
turf.
now.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be taking a look at some of these bowl game scores. We need to get a few over the weekend as well. Plenty to chew on, that's for sure. A Mokama Beer Company Monday.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Roland Reich Plumbing, there when you need them. Big or small plumbing problem, call Roland Reich Plumbing anytime at 260-7059. 260-7059, where quality and experience count.
While other books make promises, MyBookie delivers. This holiday season, they're stacking the deck in your favor with 12 days of Christmas. Now through the 31st, a festival lineup of can't-miss opportunities for bettors to cash in on. Risk-free Thursday, super boosts, free bets, weekly casino giveaways with hundreds of winners and thousands in cash prizes. All it takes is a 50-cent spin on BetSoft slots to enter. With the road to New Orleans, bowl games galore, and a Christmas Day sports feast featuring NFL and an NBA doubleheader, this is your season to win. The 12 Days of Christmas event is live right now. Don't wait. Use promo code 1010XL with your first deposit, and MyBookie will give you a little extra start to your holiday. MyBookie is offering a 50% deposit bonus for 1010XL listeners just for signing up and using promo code 1010XL. There's a reason MyBookie has been the go-to for serious bettors for 10 years. Whether it's UFC, NFL, college ball, or casino, bet and win with confidence. Make your holiday season a jolly one with MyBookie.
Postgame Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
The holidays are about family
and tradition and being with the ones you love. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Farrah and Farrah, here for you, here for good. Jacksonville.
Prosser here. When it comes time to sell your home, or you're thinking about selling your home, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't you really love a guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but you don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it? Guess what? You can with Chad and Sandy. If you want to sell your home soon or immediately after the holidays, you need to get the process started now and get it sold fast, easy, and at top dollar with Chad and Sandy Newman. Local real estate experts I trust and recommend and have now for years. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Mike and Rosemary in St. Augustine write in, we needed to move on to a more affordable home in a specific school zone, but our mortgage pre-qualification wasn't enough and at a high interest rate. Chad and Sandy negotiated with a lender, lowered the interest rate by 1%, and increased our approval amount. We got the home we needed for $200 less per month than our prior lender's rate. That's what you get with Chad and Sandy. That guarantee. Call today, 414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 23rd, 1997, Phil Jackson, head coach of the Chicago Bulls, becomes the quickest coach to reach 500 wins in NBA history, achieving this milestone in 682 games.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful, but also incredibly functional for me and old Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744. Hey, and if you mention Mia or Helmets and Heels, you'll qualify for free base molding. Call today or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Pro-Jax Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projaxroofingfl.com.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Fred Taylor this morning on The Drill with his take on the Jaguars.
These guys need a lot. They need the leadership to shine through. You don't have your starting quarterback in there. Who's the leader? You know, who's going to take the reign and say, all right, I'm going to make sure this team doesn't fall apart. I'm going to make sure each and every week we show passion, we're competitive, and we're going to get out there. But it starts during the week. The week of preparation is when it all starts. You can't get to the game and turn it on and say these things. It has to be done from Monday, the day after the game, back to the start of the new game. So it's nonstop.
Fred Taylor this morning on The Drill with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update. I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Dropping is Mac Jones. Looking. Fires deep up and wide open. Brian Thomas Jr. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. Who else? And the Jags are in the end zone. An extra point away from taking the lead.
Yeah, he's done a good job. They once again are going to take him away, and I missed him early. We had the one missed connection on the hold, and then he made a couple great plays late. So always going to keep fighting. He's his own biggest critic, and so am I. So we fit well together. But I think he had 10 or so catches probably for 100-something yards. So he did his part, and we got to continue to give him the ball.
It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Mac Jones in the locker room after the game just talking about getting the ball to Brian. And BTJ definitely has been the bright spot. And everybody would agree you're watching this game and you just want to see more of that cat make plays. He's dynamic. He's big, long, runs great routes, has that speed. And, yeah, Mac could have had him. Now, there's a couple touchdowns that Brian Thomas Jr. probably could have had these last couple of games, but at the same time, he has made his share of plays.
But you got to think about it. You got 2 games left. You could easily hit 80, 12, 50, 12. And that's Jimmy Smithish.
80, 12, 50, 12 is...
That's Jimmy Smithish.
Well, let's be honest. It's Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson is what it is. That's a guy that as a rookie makes a significant impact despite the fact that his starting quarterback missed it'll be the last 7 games of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. Impressive.
Is that how far back we're going? Is it a total of 7?
I think it's 7, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure, but what you're saying is 100% true that
6.
That here's a guy that's been able to thrive with a backup quarterback. Now, there have been other backup quarterbacks that have been thrown in there. Look around the National Football League. Michael Penix Jr. gets thrown in there yesterday and against a quitting New York Giants team, and he rolls. Kenny Pickett got in yesterday when Jalen Hurts went down with a concussion, and they still were able to take care of business offensively. They didn't win the game. But they still were able to get the job done and put up a bunch of points. That was an exciting ball game back and forth, by the way. You start looking at some of the games
Daniels, man,
that did take place yesterday.
He's special, bro.
Yeah. Hey, it's the only thing that brought me back to 500 was picking Washington to cover in that game. Everything else, I didn't get a whole lot right in our picks.
Remember when we said he was either going to be the best of the quarterbacks or the worst, or he's going to be a bust? And he clearly looks like the best.
I never looked at him as being.
I only looked at him as a bust because of his size. I didn't know if he could make it.
Yeah, because it was funny because we would always argue about whether or not he look. Just because he's had one good year of success doesn't mean he's going to have many good years. Because RG3, some of the numbers that he has compare to what RG3 did, and so he's got to maintain.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but some of those runs that he made down the stretch, that 4th and 11, bro, where he could have slid or he could have gave up. He cut in between the defenders to get the first down. Man,
got that little shimmy.
Yeah, got the little shimmy shake in him, the little dead leg in him.
Yeah, he
did have the dead leg.
Dead leg in him.
he is something to watch. He really is so much fun. And you start talking about some of these guys that we've seen over time. If he can hold up, he's going to be a good one. There's no question about it.
If he can get thicker like Lamar got thicker, he's a much better thrower of the football than
and
Lamar
what's
is.
still crazy is that Lamar dropped weight this year.
He did.
Because he beefed up a little too much and yet has been able to get the job done. It's such a joy to watch some of these guys.
He's not as dangerous as El Boogie yet, but he's I mean, you can see he's on his way.
He's teetering.
Man.
He's absolutely
he's
teetering.
on his way.
Absolutely. He's teetering.
Yeah.
There's only one El Boogie.
Ain't but one El Boogie. He showed the Steelers a while.
Yeah, he did.
Him and Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Well, the way these guys are going, and this is the type of offense that you're talking about that you want to see, is a football team. I firmly believe this, and I hope that whoever the next guy is, if there is a next guy, and I expect there to be one in Jacksonville, is that they can work out of a play action with a good run game. Let's make this the 10-10 take, RJ, because honestly, that has to happen.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since 68.
So we have seen a return of the running back. There is no question about it, that it has now become more and more. Take a look at what we're seeing from Saquon Barkley, what we're seeing from both Montgomery and Gibbs when healthy with Detroit. We can go down the line with all the other great running backs that we've seen. Derrick Henry up in Baltimore. But if you have play action, which is what Sean McVay lives off of, which is what Ben Johnson up in Detroit lives off of, and it's what's happening with Saquon up in Philadelphia, you have a chance to handle these defenses, because these defenses are sitting back there and they're working the RPO and they're making sure that they don't get burnt. But if you have a run game, you've got to commit up front bodies to stop that. And Ben, please bring that to Jacksonville. Kellen Moore, whomever you might be looking at as far as calling plays. Philadelphia, he's done very, very good up there. You can go up to Buffalo and go Joe Brady. He definitely has brought the run game back. Take a look at what James Cook is doing up there. So whoever it is calling plays, they better be imaginative. They better be open-minded and looking to the future and creating this offense. That's the 10-10 take. We need that in such a desperate way.
More than we need the offense, we need the mindset. That has to come along with whoever coaching staff that brings in here. You've got to change the mindset of this team to get more tough and more because those teams that you mentioned having all the success with the play action, they've got a mindset. They play physical football up front, especially at the offensive line position. So whatever he brings in the new offense, new formations, and all that kind of plays and stuff like that, he's got to bring a mindset. He's got to bring a temperament to this organization, to this team, that we're going to be physical. We're going to play tough-nosed football on both sides of the ball, especially offensively.
So you said the running back is back, right?
In a large way.
I agree. No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Let me just say this: Saquon Barkley, the Eagles are in a fight for the 1 seed, okay, and really a 2 seed when you think about it, because the Vikings are also there with 2 losses, with the Lions. So he's playing the last 2 games of the season against 2 teams that are not that good defensively, that have tanked it: Dallas and the Giants.
Right.
He's 268 yards away from breaking Eric Dickerson's single-season rush record.
Well, the 2 big plays he got off yesterday, they were massive, and they needed it. They got it. Obviously, they weren't able to hold on to it because Jaden Daniels made his play at the end, but they were big-time home run shots from him. And you look at the numbers, and I'll pull them up here in just a little bit and throw them at you guys, but what he's doing, along with what Jalen Hurts got rocked yesterday, got the concussion, and this is why the run game is so important, because if Jalen Hurts gets knocked out of a game before Saquon Barkley puts on an Eagles uniform, they can't sustain. They could yesterday. They could trot Kenny Pickett out there as a backup quarterback and know that they could run the football. Now, let's move to this. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, when you got a quarterback like Jaden Daniels in the game, if you watch that defense for the Washington Commanders, they played inspired, knowing that you got Saquon Barkley back there. No, don't get me wrong, you got Kenny Pickett back there. But when you know you got a guy that can win a game for you, the defense gets on the field and says, hey, listen, let's get this guy back the ball, because after Saquon had that long run of like 65-something yards, he was stymied for the mass majority of that game moving forward, because that defense got penetration. They got off the ball. They made the tackles. Hey, listen, let's give this stud the ball back again, Jaden Daniels, so he can help us win the game.
Right.
I watched that whole game. I said, man, this defense is they are locking Saquon down. And the Eagles got a pretty good offensive line, so to say.
Yeah, and they look both sides of the ball. Washington has kind of gone through their periods of time where they're up, down. Same thing with Philadelphia. Philadelphia was rocking and rolling with a 10-game win streak at that point, and Washington had kind of fiddled around the last couple of games. Almost let the New Orleans Saints beat them a Sunday ago, but anyway, they were able to get the job done yesterday. Now let's move over to this team, and one of the more frustrating things that I've ever seen is how many stinking times do you have to see a run play on first down on 1st and 10 that leaves you 2nd and 9? How many times do you have to see a 1-yard gain, a running back getting hit in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage and barely getting 1 yard before it's 2nd and 9? It's disgusting.
21 carries, 72 yards yesterday
for
the Jags.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, RJ sent something to us over the weekend where it showed the offensive line, interior offensive line is one of the best as far as in pass protecting, but in run blocking, that we saw it yesterday. They can't run block interiorly. When they go up against big 3 techniques and 1 techniques, they can't move them. They can't. Big body guys.
Look, Mitch Morse over the haul of this season has done a decent job in terms of pass protecting. Got flagged a couple times yesterday. Hadn't drawn a flag before that. You have to give him credit for that. But they were okay in terms of giving Trevor and Mack a little bit of time to get the ball off. Then they actually got a little run game going at times. But there's no consistency whatsoever when it comes to this run game. And when Walker Little went out, because you can go back to where he and Ezra, they definitely had a little bit of rhythm. They had some big plays coming off the butts of those left tackle and left guard, but it just hasn't been consistent enough at all for that to happen. Who knows where it's going to go from here?
And again, with Anton, I know he got dinged up. He also didn't play well again yesterday. Again.
Well, here's the question. Are you going to be satisfied at right tackle and left tackle? Because you're going to be going into this draft picking among the top
And Walker
4.
Little can't stay healthy, man.
Yeah. Well, Anton came back in.
Yeah.
Walker didn't.
That's what I'm saying. Walker Little can't.
But at the same time,
stay healthy.
Walker came back in last week when he got hurt.
Yeah.
So give him credit for that. And it's a high ankle sprain. He hasn't been hurt.
I get that. I get all that.
Well, but hang on now. You just said he can't stay healthy. He's played a lot of ball this year, and
historically with this team, he's been injured.
Yeah, I don't want to put that injury prone moniker on somebody when it's not necessarily there.
You know, I'm the guy's biggest fan, but I'm telling you right now, he's the dinged up stuff's got to go, man.
Well, that's true. That's true. But also take a look at what Cam went through injury wise. Gone for a season.
Much more significant injuries.
Yeah,
yes, no doubt.
And then add into that getting popped and being suspended. And so, yeah, Walker needs to stay healthy, but he got folded up a couple times. Like, you're looking at some of these injuries, especially late in the year, and you probably can tell us a hell of a lot more than when we're just guessing here. But I would think maybe an injury can happen later in the season because of how many bumps and bruises you're already dealing with.
A lot of wear and tear. This point in the season, 95% of the players are bumped and bruised. It's just the ones that can endure. That's why it's very important, especially down the stretch. You got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your body, absolutely. Eat right, take care of your body, get your rest and all that kind of stuff. Because, this team ain't got to worry about it. The long haul is the playoffs.
Right.
So you want to be playing your best football. You want to be healthy and playing your best football in the month of December and January.
Yeah. But to your point, if they're sitting there in the draft, wherever they are,
right,
and Kelvin Banks is there, man, that's going to be difficult to pass that up.
It is. And so
a stud like that can walk right in left tackle and be your guy.
Yeah, this is the part that I honestly, and this is what we will be doing.
Big bodies win games, man. Yeah. Big bodies win games.
Yes,
I take them.
Yeah, but you would?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
you're talking about a guy that you like a Baselli. You draft him.
You see him in the run game too against.
Yeah. Listen, you draft him, you turn your back 10 years later, he's still there.
All right, so we'll get into it. And by the way, we're going to be doing this for a long time, all the way up until April. But the Travis Hunter discussion will be alive and well. I may even have to take that on as my side of this because I'm not
disagreeing with you
guys
because that's difficult as well. Man.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you guys that big men win ball games. but they got so many needs. All right, so let's keep it going. Mocama Beer Company Monday into the 3 o'clock hour. Some reaction from the college football playoff that basically it panned the first round. So we'll get into some of that coming back up. Look at these matchups ahead. Georgia, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Arizona State. We'll get into all of them coming up on a Mocama Beer Company Monday.
He'll cross the line into the danger zone so you can be informed from the safety of home.
Out here, it's military law, and I'm in charge of enforcing it.
His car line takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Jingle bells, plumbing's gone astray. A burst pipe, no hot water clogged drain on Christmas Day. That's no holiday. Call Duck Duck Rooter, we're faster than Santa's sleigh.
904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Mia here for Dream Finders Homes. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dream Finders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now is your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershome.com for more details.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
If you're buying gifts for family and friends, check out the 1010XL Holiday Gift Guide with ideas from
St. Nicholas Gun and Range,
FOCO, Fans Only,
and the spa at Marriott Sawgrass.
Start shopping and saving at 1010XL.com.
While other books make promises, MyBookie delivers. This holiday season, they're stacking the deck in your favor with 12 days of Christmas. Now through the 31st, a festival lineup of can't-miss opportunities for bettors to cash in on. Risk-free Thursday, super boosts, free bets, weekly casino giveaways with hundreds of winners and thousands in cash prizes. All it takes is a 50-cent spin on BetSoft slots to enter. With the road to New Orleans, bowl games galore, and a Christmas Day sports feast featuring NFL and an NBA doubleheader, this is your season to win. The 12 Days of Christmas event is live right now. Don't wait. Use promo code 1010XL with your first deposit, and MyBookie will give you a little extra start to your holiday. MyBookie is offering a 50% deposit bonus for 1010XL listeners just for signing up and using promo code 1010XL. There's a reason MyBookie has been the go-to for serious bettors for 10 years. Whether it's UFC, NFL, college ball, or casino, bet and win with confidence. Make your holiday season a jolly one with MyBookie.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjax.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
This holiday season, send someone you love a beautiful arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. JJ here, and I know that when you order from Kuhn, you'll show them how much you care. Online at KuhnFlowers.com.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Hickens' advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Mason Smith was a bad man for Jacksonville over the weekend. The rookie defensive tackle tallied 3 tackles against the Raiders, with 2 being solo. And he'd also pitch in a sack in what was his best performance this year. Number 94 was 100% locked in on Sunday and is your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic.
My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Lone Pronto. The Gators men's basketball team dominated the North Florida Ospreys in Saturday's afternoon matchup after breaking out with a 10-point run to start the game, and lead all 40 minutes holding a 37-point lead at halftime and winning 99-45. Gators' Will Richard led the way with 26 points, including 6 3-pointers. The Gators beat UNF by 40 rebounds, 38 points, and 27 points off the bench. Gators head coach Todd Golden post-game on the win.
The last game before break, early in the afternoon, tough. Get motivated and to maintain focus to come out and play well. I thought our guys did an incredible job, as I said, treating North Florida with great respect in the way we approached the game. We knew they were a very good offensive team. Our switching worked. I thought we did a great job of limiting their attempts, limiting good shots, and limiting second chances. So overall, great effort. A good game to have right before the break.
It's 56 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
They will run it on 2nd and 4. And Blue breaks free past the 40. The race is on. Blue inside the 10. All the way for the Texas touchdown. 77 yards.
It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
That was Jaden Blue, okay? On that long touchdown run in the first-round playoff game, Clemson in Texas. And Kelvin Banks
busted off the left side with no contain.
Kelvin Banks was literally like,
it's right when I was about to get a cover.
When it snows and you see the snow plow and the plows come out, and they go down the road and they're just completely clearing off the road, and there's snow's going everywhere to the sides. That's what Kelvin Banks was doing in that play. Just literally road grading people.
And look, I'm all about it, okay? But let's just use Anton Harrison and Walker Little as examples. Actually, we shouldn't really use Walker because he had the injury in college and then also had the pandemic year where they just basically shut it down out there. But Anton Harrison was a damn good left tackle for Oklahoma. Countless starts, right, Leon?
Yeah.
Was a guy that,
he
was a stud. And so I can easily see some of these guys that if you brought them in and you said, you don't want, as Leon likes to describe, put them there and turn your back. They're there for 10 years. But I need to see it. We haven't seen it. Cam Robinson was that dude when he came in. Anton, that dude when he came in. Walker, that dude when he came. And we have not seen enough consistent play, especially after rookie years were so promising. And heck, you can go back to Juwan Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, if you take a guy like Banks, if he's a top 10 pick, maybe a top 5 pick, that's elite. I mean, those guys that go that high, those are your bookend left tackles for the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
So if Matt is telling me that guy is a bookend for the next decade, then I'm on board for it.
And by the way,
we need so much other stuff too.
Yeah, I'm okay if I knew that was the guy and the need, and you're in the top 4. I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have your tackles that you're going to ride with, and let's just assume that they're going to ride with a rookie contract in Anton, a new contract in Walker, then you can't be spending a top 5 pick on them.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though, Joe. I mean, when you're 3-12, no one's safe. In my opinion, I don't think Anton or Walker Little, you shouldn't go in the draft and say, well, those are our guys. I mean, you're coming off a season where you may go 3-13.
Right.
And if you bring in a guy, a stud, at left tackle, then you just tell them to adjust. Then they're competing. I know you just signed Walker Little to a 3-year, $45 million contract. I know that. But he can't stay healthy. And if you got a phenom in the top 5 and you think he's going to be a mainstay for the next decade, then you draft him.
All right, so off the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. One texter, Kelvin's a good player, but a bit on the smaller side, honestly. Another team, this team has to draft O-line and D-line early and often. When you talk about some of the other,
He's 6'4", 320.
Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you what the texter said. I don't know. Believe me, I have not done my draft research on any of these guys. I'll just tell you that right now.
6'4", big enough to be outside, Leon?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Yeah, he was 6'3.5", and he said, "You ain't."
Don't slide him, Joe. He just said 6'4", man.
That's what I'm saying. At the time, right? At the time, they wanted to put you in 6'3.5". Did they not?
They wanted me to play guard.
Yeah, and so, right or wrong, that's what they try and do. And I don't know whether this guy is all of that. And like I said, I've done zero draft research.
Right? And quite frankly, even if he does slide inside guard, I don't care because guess what? They need guards too.
Yeah, but I'm also not going to make an assumption that a guy can move inside and play guard because everyone assumes that. Going back to Leon, they wanted to take him as a left tackle at the U and put him in a guard position. Well, do you think he did okay as a tackle? Hell yeah, he did okay as a tackle. And so I don't know whether – would you have been a guard? Would you have been a good guard?
Oh, yeah, I would have been a good guard, but I was more comfortable.
Yeah.
You would have been happy, but you'd have been a good guard.
Yeah, I would have been happy. Yeah. Right. But I couldn't unleash like I wanted to unleash at tackle at guard.
Now, at 6'4", look, the interior linemen are all big and strong. They're 6'5". Mitch Morse is 6'5". He's a big cat playing center. And so it's all possible. I'm not saying any of it isn't possible. But I need guys that have played at that particular position that have proven that they've got the craft and that they are maulers and mean and savage inside when it comes to those interior.
Yeah, low man wins.
Yeah.
Especially interiorly. Stand low, physical, use your hands, hips, roll hips, and move bodies. You got to be furniture movers.
You just need to get mean and nasty up front, and this football team has not been able to do any of that really. You go back in time and name the most physical line that you've seen here in Duval. And if you go back, and they've gone through a couple of different centers, Luke Fortner was able to start 34 ball games, something like that, and played okay, but certainly wasn't the most physical, mauling type of guy. At that left guard position, have they had anybody that's been really a physical mauler? Ben Barch at times looked like he had potential, but did he really? It never really fully flashed. You can go to Ty Shatley. Was he ever considered a mauler? No, not really. And then we go to
Norwell. Andrew Norwell.
Yeah, if we go all the way back to him.
Talk about a mauler, huh?
Yeah, it's just none of them.
Whirly bird mauler.
Yeah, exactly. And so those types of guys, you need to get as far away from them. And by the way, this was a finesse blocking team because they were more pass than run. And so now they do need to kind of deal with the idea that they may be more. They need to have some more guys capable up front of pushing the pocket and running the football.
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, no offensive lineman, wants to be on his heels half the game. Mm-hmm. Most of the time they like to run the ball, but if you can't push the pile, if you can't run the ball effectively, then offensive coordinator is going to quit calling the run game.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to give them some evidence of your ability to push the middle, the middle three before they make the decision to keep running the ball. And this team interiorly has been ineffective over the last how many weeks that we haven't been able to run the ball.
Weeks.
Years.
Bro.
Years. Yeah.
Years.
Yeah, that's true. Years.
I mean, but for a little 6-game run in 2022, years.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
another one has been brought up on the text line, and I can't say I disagree with this either, because it simply says, speaking of talk about staying healthy, Tyson needs to go. And I'm not going to tell you that Tyson Campbell needs to go, but he does need to stay healthy, and he was able to overcome injury and get back in the ball game. But I made a note yesterday, and it added up to not only yesterday's game, but the game against Devontae and Garrett Wilson and the New York Football Jets. Tyson Campbell was in position to make a lot of plays.
Yeah, he. You know what? I was thinking about it yesterday.
But
he
has not made them.
He almost looks disinterested right now. Like, he looks like the classic guy of the season's wearing down. They got nothing. They're a terrible team, and he wants out. Not out of the franchise. He just wants out of the season.
Right. Like, I guess I have such a tough time, and this is probably why you and I argue all the time, because I just don't know what disinterested looks like. I don't know.
Well, have you watched this team? Because that's disinterested.
But I just got through saying that he was all over those guys, and you nodded your head. Yes, he was right there in position. That's not disinterested. If I had to name someone who was disinterested, I would say Ronald Darby, because he got torched over and over and over.
Well, I would just say that's a talent thing. He's just not that good.
It could be that, but
Just a guy.
Like I said, I can't figure out when someone. Like, if they're choosing not to tackle somebody, then I might say.
Well, I can tell you what disinterested is. On the first series of the game, they, again, can't pass off on a coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, it goes for a 30-yard play.
Yeah.
The Brock Bowers. I mean, it's – how many times do you think they worked on that in practice?
Oh, yeah.
Leon, how many times? Considering how many times they've blown it this year in zone coverage pass-offs, how many times do they work on it during practice?
Probably every day. Watched every day on film. Yeah, absolutely.
First series of the game.
Yeah, undisciplined, bro.
All right, knowing that change is coming for the Jags staff-wise, what is an acceptable change in y'all's opinions, staff and players? And so this is the thing that we're probably going to be batting around, trying to figure out. How many guys do you jettison and say, hey, they're not part of the plans going forward? I'm just going to remind everybody. Trent Baalke jettisoned a couple of key secondary players last year. Said we do not need Rayshawn Jenkins or Darius Williams anymore. They went out and they got other guys to plug in. Darnell Savage has been up and down at the best. He made a play yesterday as far as
you give him a lot of credit, man.
That's what I'm saying. Believe me, I don't even want to go that far. I'm just trying to say
a nice play yesterday.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I said that is that he's not been good. He's not been consistent. He made a few plays early, then he got hurt. Anyway, they dispatched two guys that were decent starters, may not have been great starters, but decent starters to go with the model that they were coming in with Ryan Nielsen. And they went out and they got guys that haven't been able to do a good enough job to make you feel like you've turned a corner defensively.
Well, we asking who are they going to dump? I can tell you who they should dump. Gabe got to go. Gabe's got to take a pay cut, or he got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Christian Kirk's contract. He's not going to take. He's going to be gone.
You got Parker Washington. They're
yeah.
just right in with that.
Eric Armstead. Take a pay cut, or you got to go. I mean, it's a plethora of guys that need to go.
Yeah.
As far as when free agency comes in.
All right, so we'll take a look.
A lot of dead space in that cap, man.
Yeah, but bro, what? Bro, this crop of free agents that we brought in this year. Horrible. Terrible.
Yep, yeah, I agree.
There have been too many guys.
I thought they were going to be the guys that were on winning teams to bring in the character guys that brought in leadership to help turn this young team around.
Yeah, that was all that experience they were.
Said you go from 9-8 to 3-13
to the abyss of football.
Well, I look at it and it's been just an absolute fail from the individuals that were brought in, the money that was paid to them, and then the plays that they have or haven't made. And when Eric Armstead goes from week 1 with a sack to week 16. Yeah, week 16 with his second sack. And so that's a total of 2. And then also had back-to-back penalties, a total of 2 offsides because he couldn't line up. That's not an all-pro bringing his wisdom and talents to Duval. Are you kidding? It's awful.
Yes.
Awful. All right, let's get back to the college football playoff. We'll definitely stay on your Jags. You got plenty of those that are jumping in as far as your reaction to it. You can keep it coming, 641-1010. You can definitely jump in the YouTube chat because you are frustrated, and you have every right to be. A Mocama Beer Company Monday. I always say you can commiserate or celebrate over a cold one. Tuesday through Sunday, you can definitely check out Mocama, the beautiful tap room right there on South 8th in Fernandina, also their Wildlight location, or pick up some great craft at Total or ABC. Make it a Mocama.
Here we come. The best defense is a superior fence. Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game. On 1010XL, Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Holiday gift shopping doesn't have to be such a headache. At Showtime, we can direct you to the best gift option for your loved one, or simply purchase one of our gift cards so they can decide on something later. Open 7 days a week. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Most goals we set for ourselves have a clear path, like I want to go to Fiji. So you read a couple reviews and you talk to some friends and you book it. Maybe a couple choices along the way, but overall, it's a clear course to reach your goal. Now, if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds, where's the clear path? You read those reviews, you talk with some friends, you try something out, it doesn't work, and you're disappointed. We've all been there, and it blows. But stop doing that and do what I did. Reach your goal with Awaken 180 weight loss. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 100, and you can too. Trust me, it was simple, a word you never hear used with weight loss programs, unless you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Frank Frangie here. It's the holiday season, and Nimnick Chevrolet is here for you. Whether you're making memories on the road or continuing family traditions right here in Jacksonville, you can always count on us because there's nobody but Nimnick. The Red Tag sales event is back at Nimnick Chevrolet. This month, you can save up to $12,000 off a new Silverado. And unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. So shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Hey, Florida drivers, the holiday season is upon us. When celebrating, always plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Besides, a DUI could cost you $10,000. Not exactly the best gift you could give yourself. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Cam Little was gigantic for the Teal and Black on Sunday. The rookie kicker went a perfect 4 for 4 on his field goal attempts and was without blemish on his extra point tries. The former Arkansas Razorback has been razor sharp this season and is your Crown Royal.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carlyon for MyBookie. While other books make promises, MyBookie delivers. This holiday season, they're stacking the deck in your favor with 12 days of Christmas now through the 31st, a festive lineup of can't-miss opportunities for bettors to cash in. Risk-free Thursdays, super boosts, and free bets. Weekly casino giveaways with hundreds of winners and thousands in cash prizes. All it takes is a 50-cent spin on BetSoft slots to enter. With the road to New Orleans, bowl games galore, and a Christmas Day sports feast featuring NFL action and an NBA doubleheader, this is your season to win. The 12 Days of Christmas event is live right now. Lock in today. Use my code 1010XL with your first deposit, and MyBookie will give you a little extra to start your holiday hot. MyBookie is offering a 50% deposit bonus for 1010XL listeners. Just sign up and use promo code 1010XL. There's a reason MyBookie has been the go-to for serious bettors for 10 years. Make your holiday season a jolly one with MyBookie.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
They run it with Abdullah. Tries to pick his way. Follows his block and broke a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown run. And there is the answer by the Raiders. Amir Abdullah has given them the lead, 19-14. I would imagine you go for two here to make it a 7-point game with 11:26 to play in the ball game.
It's been embarrassing for a while. I don't know any other way to put it. Very embarrassing for a while. We know it. We are, and we know we shouldn't be in this situation.
It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Locker room yesterday after the loss to the Vegas Raiders, I asked very simply, when you go to LV, come back with an L, don't come back with a V. And so they brought the loss back with them, left the victory there for Vegas. For that, I was happy. But Brenton Strange, I actually liked hearing that. We haven't heard too many players. That was in the locker room, RJ. And Leon, we haven't heard too many players say that we flat out suck. And he sounded pissed.
Yeah, well, you got to remember a lot of these players, these rookie players or second-year guys, you got to remember organizations thinking. I mean, they went to – I mean, he went to Penn State. He won a lot at Penn State.
Yeah.
You know,
he didn't win a lot of big games.
Well, I mean, he won a lot of big games, but I mean, they won 10 games.
No
a
offense,
season.
Brendan, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, they won 10 games a season. I mean,
Right.
so I mean, now he comes to the NFL, and you know, last year they went 9-8, and now there's a lot of losing. I mean, he was once celebrated at Happy Valley for
truth,
but now he's in Jacksonville where he's the laughing stock of the league, bro.
And by the way, this is his opportunity. Stepping up and into the role of Evan Ingram when Evan Ingram's lost for the year, he's got a chance. He had a drop yesterday, not saying that would have changed everything, but he had a good week last week, wanted to follow it with another one this week, and then down the stretch.
And here's another thing that's probably not being said. He probably won't say it publicly, but he's a young guy, and he probably deals with losing a certain way.
Yeah.
And then there might be older guys in there who've been in the league for a minute, and they deal with losing a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not
What are you
saying
trying to say?
I'm not saying their names, but I've been in those locker rooms. Listen, when I was with Pittsburgh, the first time we went away on a plane trip and came back and we lost the game, and I saw the guys in the back of the plane laughing and joking and drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I was flabbergasted. I was like, what the hell? We just lost the game and y'all celebrating. But that was the NFL.
Right.
I mean, and I'm just saying that kind of stuff happens.
So I do think it's a blend. You got to know when to make a big deal out of it, call other players out, and then other situations where you go, you know what, we just need to let that one go. We need to make sure we get our acts together. It's like Mike Tomlin a week ago. They got beaten by Philadelphia. He got tired of asking or answering questions at the press conference. He said, look, it was a loss. That's it. One. I'm done. Well, now they got two. Okay. Now they lost to a team. They got doubled up by Baltimore, a team that they beat earlier in the year. So there does come a point where you got to say, you know what, I ain't taking that no more.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's having to deal with that. And now more so than ever, now he's more in the role where he's a part of the offense. He's starting and all that other kind of stuff. So the frustration of him losing, you can hear it in his voice during the interview.
Yeah. All right. So we got one of our texters. I love it because they will not quit looking ahead for the draft, which is beautiful. First two picks in the 2025 NFL draft. Mason Graham, the first selection. Second round, Donovan Jackson, interior offensive line. Those would not be bad picks. And
I don't know if I'd take Mason Graham or third overall.
Yeah, I don't either.
Second overall.
It really does depend on, hey, look, they've got the Titans this week, and you got to figure out whether or not you're going to beat them or let them beat you. I would like to sweep the hated Titans.
Yeah.
Even though it does you no good right now. They've given up on their quarterback, Will Levis. They brought Mason Rudolph in there yesterday. They were getting kicked around by Indianapolis yesterday. I think it was 30-7, maybe even 38-7 before they came back and made it 38-30. So I don't know whether you want to lose to them or not. I don't want to lose to them.
No. You know, I kind of want to treat the Jaguars like this. The Sopranos was great. I love the show Sopranos. The finale sucked. I'm just going to say, well, the end part of it, it was terrible. That's how I want my Jags. Entertain me.
Now you've gone down a road that we may have to debate that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I did not. Matt, did you like the end of The Sopranos?
I didn't like the end of Yellowstone either, bro.
All right, now hang on.
I got to be honest with you, man. I know that's going to hurt you.
I know.
I have not seen the end of Yellowstone, so you don't say
I know that's going to hurt you, man. But
you saw the end of The Sopranos.
Yeah, it
and
wasn't great.
It wasn't great. It really wasn't. And the whole series was magnificent.
God, I love The Sopranos.
I love it too.
So did I. I'm not as bad with Leon. I'm kind of 50-50 on that, but you'll see what I mean when you Yellowstone.
All right. I just feel like there's certain ones that set the standard for everybody else, and that's why I consider The Sopranos untouchable.
All I'm saying with the Jaguars, I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
But at the end, failed me.
That's how I felt yesterday. I'm like, keep this going. This is good. Go back and forth, make a play here, make a play there, but don't you make too many plays.
Yeah. Now, Sopranos, I might have hit you a little hard. I might have kneecapped you with The Sopranos.
Oh my God, you can't go there.
Let me just
James
say,
Gandolfini. Oh, may he rest in peace. No,
think Godfather 3 when you start thinking about Yellowstone final.
And you know what?
Good. You'll watch it. It's nice, but you're kind of like, I could see other things happening.
But that whole thing had fractured towards the end when they shut it down.
Yeah.
And so I guess it was heading in that
There was only
direction.
one place to go, right?
Yeah, it was heading in that direction. And so are they coming back with 1923, another season of that?
I don't know. I hope so, because that's the best one of all.
That was great. It was great. And then the other one that we've been talking about, obviously, the other Taylor Sheridan creation.
Landman's fantastic.
Landman. Yeah. So we were talking about that Thanksgiving. I think it was Big Vic. He's like, Josie, you have got to watch that one. I'm like, Matt definitely has been selling that one to me. I said, we're just trying to get rid of some other ones to kind of get them off of our list.
He's as good in this as he was in Goliath, and you watch Goliath.
Yeah,
you liked it, right?
Yeah, and by the way, I mentioned to him, and this is everyone's got their own
same type of character,
but everyone's got their own set of series that they want to watch,
right?
And so I tried to sell back to Big Vic, and as a matter of fact, this wasn't Thanksgiving. This is when we had that highfalutin dinner that I was telling Leon about, and I'm like, bro, if you love Billy Bob, you got to go back and watch. You got to watch the first season of Fargo. And you never really.
Oh, no, I did. I watched the first season of Fargo. It was great. He was terrific in it.
Yeah, and each Fargo has a different set of characters and stars, and each one of them outstanding. And I believe there's now.
I kind of stalled in season 2. Season 1 was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
You didn't like season 2?
I just stalled for whatever reason. I got onto something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And heck, they went to Chris Rock season 4. It was outstanding. They had 3 different mafias going at one another. It was great. Yeah, it was really good.
All right.
We digress.
Back in.
All right. So let's just do one more quick thought because we'll probably do our takeaways and a little bit of college coming up here in just a second. Because we were looking ahead at those games that we can at least look forward to. Got about 10 days before we get to those second round games, the quarterfinals, before we get to the semis. But, okay, here's another texter. 1923 season 2 in February. Round of applause. Thank you very much for letting us know that. That is just awesome. And the other part of it is that when you get to this stage of the year, and Leon, you already said it, it's you got to keep players' attention, especially when they're playing for very little. But I guess that's what frosts me the most is that this team doesn't have the full attention or the desire to go out there and do the things that are necessary.
The latter of that, the desire, I think it is.
Yeah.
They should have killed that team.
Yes.
The Raiders were terrible.
They're terrible.
Look, now, you when we heard from you up in South Bend, we were previewing the game primarily, the college football playoff in Notre Dame versus Indiana. But Leon and I were talking after we hung up with you on Friday, and this one over here, he's like, it worries me, man. He goes, we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. And there's nothing on this football team that should have said you should have lost
right
to that
now,
team
there's
yesterday.
nothing. Right.
Honestly, it's not a great roster, but there's no reason you should have lost to that squad.
No. You could have slipped and fell and beat that team.
I hate to say this again, but like, where were Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker yesterday?
No, I think it's fair to say.
Where were they?
They allowed themselves to get blocked, bro.
Yeah.
Where have they been like the last 3 or 4 weeks, too?
And when Abdullah is making plays on you, just take a look at that.
Bro, Josh Allen's getting paid $170 million. He's got to get the quarterback, man.
Well, the 3 guys that are paid, 3 guys that got paid that total about $500 million.
Yeah.
T-Law, T. Campbell, JHA. They all need to.
And you know what saddens me?
Well, you can throw Cleveland in there too, okay?
Yeah. Well, but I'm talking about the big time.
You know what saddens me? And what saddens me is that Josh Allen is going to break a teammate of mine's record that he's not even nowhere near close to, in my opinion. As far as T-Brack, sack, intensity all the time, run, tackle for losses, running down tackles, get sacked. I mean, T-Brack is the type of person that he does not disappear. Mm-hmm. He's going to be effective some way, somehow in the game.
Yeah.
And we've seen too often. We've seen Ghost. We've seen Casper way too often this season than we should be seeing.
I hate it. It drives you a little crazy. I feel like T-Brack had the potential, if he had played longer, to be one of the greats.
If he played in this era where they pass the ball as much as they do, because you remember in his era, he had to do both. He had to stop the run, and he had to rush down the pass. And just think about the offensive lineman he had to go up against every day, every week. The Richmond Webbs, the Jonathan Ogdens, the Walter Joneses of the world, the Bruce Armstrongs of the world, the Gary Zimmermans.
Yeah.
Come on now. You talking about gold jacket guys that he had to go up against each and every week.
It was the truth. All right, XL Primetime, we keep it going before we get ready for the Francis Show coming up at 4 o'clock. Hope you guys are all getting ready for a great festive Christmas. Festivus as well.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealers Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering is available with whole smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to pre-order online at bonosbarbq.com or give us a call at 904-332-7427. Speaking of the holidays, Bono's signature rubs make the perfect gift for all barbecue lovers. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Postgame Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
We're H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, because Happy Honda Days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss Happy Honda Days, going on now at your local Honda dealer.
The Money Pages brings you this week's Red Zone featured player of the week. Number 41, Jaguars defensive end Josh Hines-Allen. Josh played college ball for the Kentucky Wildcats and was drafted by the Jags 7th overall in 2019. Make sure to pick up this week's Jags game program with a commemorative ticket of Josh Hines-Allen inside. Download the Money Pages app for weekly specials. Money Pages, official sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 23, 1997, Phil Jackson, head coach of the Chicago Bulls, becomes the quickest coach to reach 500 wins in NBA history, achieving this milestone in 682 games.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful, but incredibly functional for me and Bo Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com. And be sure to check out their end-of-year sale, including 18-month special financing. Closets by Design.
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royals Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Caleb Johnson was astounding Sunday in Vegas. The fourth-year pro recorded 2 tackles versus the Silver and Black, with one being solo and also one being assisted. Johnson was gifting big hits to the opposing special teams players all game, and he is your Crown Royals Special Teams Player of the Game.
How many schools are there in the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, and the Pac-12?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 16 teams in the Big 12, 18 in the Big 10, 16 in the SEC, but only 2 teams remain in the Pac-12.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for MyBookie. While other books make promises, MyBookie delivers. This holiday season, they're stacking the deck in your favor with 12 days of Christmas now through the 31st, a festive lineup of can't-miss opportunities for bettors to cash in, risk-free Thursdays, super boosts, and free bets. Weekly casino giveaways with hundreds of winners and thousands in cash prizes. All it takes is a 50-cent spin on BetSoft slots to enter. With the Road to New Orleans, bowl games galore, and a Christmas Day sports feast featuring NFL action and an NBA doubleheader, this is your season to win. The 12 Days of Christmas event is live right now. Lock in today. Use my code 1010XL with your first deposit, and MyBookie will give you a little extra to start your holiday hot. MyBookie is offering a 50% deposit bonus for 1010XL listeners. Just sign up and use promo code 1010XL. There's a reason MyBookie has been the go-to for serious bettors for 10 years. Make your holiday season a jolly one with MyBookie.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. No matter the weather, Triumph has an unbelievable selection of rides where you can get out and just enjoy the highway.
They do. The new Rocket is out with the new color schemes, the Tiger 1200, which has been revamped. These bikes are nice, gorgeous, and ready to ride.
And if you want to take a look at the selection, they can just roll into the showroom and see a full variety.
We've got them all in stock and ready to go.
So if you log on, cyclesofjacksonville.com, search the Triumph line, and then head into the showroom, you'll be impressed. Cycles of Jacksonville.
Family owned and managed for 20 plus years, Hidden Hills Golf Club boasts a unique and welcoming atmosphere. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to book your next round on our Arnold Palmer signature course. You'll be glad you did.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
This holiday season, the Jaguars Foundation is giving back to the Northeast Florida community in a new and exciting way. Through the 12 Days of Teal, the Jaguars Foundation and FIS committed to donating $60,000 worth of grants to 12 deserving nonprofits in the Jacksonville community, including the Women's Center of Jacksonville, Angels for Allison, Sanctuary on 8th, and others. These grants are designed to assist and uplift organizations who work tirelessly to make Jacksonville better. For posts regarding each organization, visit the Jaguars Foundation on Instagram. More details at jaguars.com. With your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update, I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is committee, give me better ball. All right, I like the 12-team playoff, but don't tell me who deserves to be in there. I want the best 12. I got tired of watching varsity versus JV on Saturday on my birthday, okay? It was deplorable.
That was your birthday. That's
It
right.
was my birthday. Absolutely. It was deplorable. In the ACC, what are you doing?
He was showered.
Poor representation of the conference.
Hey, he was showered with gifts, and then someone just dumped cold water on him.
Yes. It was terrible. So you got to do better. Got to do better.
Now, that Penn State SMU game was just brutal.
It was brutal,
Just
bro.
brutal to
Let me
watch.
tell you all something. You think it's brutal? Like I just told JJ? How about going 1-3 and being a fool, taking points on 3 of those games?
Yeah,
Like
but
an
you
idiot.
but you see it as the D-gen. We're not D-gens. We're just like watching for ball. You're watching for like,
Well,
how much cash you can earn.
I thought 8.5 was worth a play. I thought 12 was worth a play. I thought Tennessee was going to go in there and, I don't know, represent the SEC against the Big Ten. Didn't happen.
All right, so my takeaway is there's an easy fix to this madness. It's very easy. You take away the top 4 seeds for the automatic qualifiers, and you put a premium on strength of schedule like they do in the men's basketball tournament, where the quad 1 wins and even the quad 1 losses hold more weight than quad 2 wins and quad 3 wins. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very simple. It's not that difficult to do this. Then you don't end up with Indiana, Tennessee, and SMU in the tournament. You end up with teams that have a much better chance of going into Happy Valley and winning, going into Austin and winning, even though Clemson played fairly well in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Going into Notre Dame and winning. You have teams with at least a higher probability of winning those games, even though it's on the road, it's freezing, it's difficult environments. Still, the best teams. That's it. Not the most deserving. Not, let's put 2 in from the ACC because they had a really good season. Not, you need 1 from every conference like I heard this past weekend. No, just the best teams, period.
The unfortunate thing, first off, nothing changes for another season, and they're going to try and jam more teams in there to justify by growth what they're doing because they're not going to get rid of these conferences, and it may not be an automatic qualifier in terms of getting a bye, but it's still going to be an automatic qualifier. And I know strength of schedule will help, but they supposedly, this selection committee that was embedded in Texas, wherever they were at the Gaylord, and they were supposed to consider...
Swanky Gaylord, by the way.
They were supposed to consider everything, including strength of schedule. They didn't. And so until they finally get rid of the facade that all conferences are created equal and all will have a fair chance to play for it, they're not going to fix it. I like the idea of basically 1 through 12, seed them, like you guys are saying. I like that. I would love it, but I'm not convinced that Alabama would have shown up any better. I'm not convinced that Miami would have shown up any better. Once you get past,
I'm convinced they would have shown up better than what we saw. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, once you get past the first 8, we may just have to come to the realization that there just aren't enough good football teams to compete with the bigs.
Look, let's just say this. Let's just say it's the best, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the first 4 in the rankings get the buys, all right? Your games this weekend would have been, okay? It would have been Notre Dame playing host to Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would have been Ohio State playing host to Alabama. Then it would have been Tennessee playing host to SMU, and it would have been Indiana playing host to Boise State.
Not terrible. I understand what you're saying, especially if we say, hey, you automatically get in the tournament. You don't automatically go to the top and have a week off. Here's another little piece of this that we were laughing during the break earlier that needs to be repeated. Just repeat it, Matt, because I don't want to steal what you were saying. The teams that lost.
The teams that lost in the SEC and Big Ten championship game, okay? So Penn State and Texas have a significantly easier path to in the quarterfinal because of this dopey bracket concept. They stuck with the bracket because of the branding, and everything NCAA is bracket. So they had to keep that branding instead of doing what the NFL does when you reseed. So now Oregon has to play Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. Mm-hmm. Georgia has to play Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl. Meanwhile, Penn State gets Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl, and Texas gets Arizona State in the Peach Bowl.
It really is. It's a cakewalk for the ones that
for those
lost.
Two teams that lost in their conference championship games. Yeah.
And as much as I'm happy that we have this expanded SEC, and I like seeing Hook'em Horns and Boomer Sooner in there and all that. But Texas is getting the kiss. They got the kiss of all kisses during the season, and now they're getting another one after losing to Georgia for the second time this year.
Yeah, they got layups all during the season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at home.
They laid up their way up. Is that what you said?
They lay up their way up. Absolutely. And then when you look at Georgia's schedule, oh my goodness. You're talking about a team that just lost the SEC championship to Alabama. I looked at their regular season schedule. I mean, you're talking about road raiders. I mean, they had to be on the road against some top dogs.
All right, here's one of the Rocky Top, Rock Bottom dudes that is a diehard XL Primetimer. He says that game was brutal to watch. I think Nico, as a freshman, was in over his head and looked like a freshman. And it's true, but I at least give Nico a little bit of credit because he tried to take the game into his hands, accept more responsibility. He's not the most accurate cat. He made some throws. He had some more that he would love to have made. But then when he needed to take off and run, we're talking about a spindly 6'6" kind of gangly looking cat, and he was taking on contact.
He tried hard.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
I give him credit for that.
They didn't have Dylan Sampson. You don't have a guy who's rushed for 1,600 yards and 30-something touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's a big time problem.
And I don't know how much I would tie these two together, but it immediately occurred to me: cold weather, hamstring.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Can't help it.
Yeah.
And by the way, I did get a kick. This is just staying on this one subject a little too long, but I laughed. Clay Travis was one of the guys that was tweeting during the game and showed the Tennessee Volunteers on the field in C-Bus warming up before the game to try and combat that cold temperature. Psychologically, they all went topless. Now, there are certain football players you can see topless and it won't shock you. There are others that you see topless and it will shock you. It will shock you. And there were some of them that were out there that were just like, oh, my God, cover that up. Someone throw a blanket on that man. And I know that feeling.
The pasty offensive linemen who are suddenly beat red because of the cold weather.
It was unreal. And so I just tweeted, the shirts are beating the crap out of the shirtless, out of the skins, because they wanted to come in there feeling like they were going to be SEC tough. And I think more than anything else, the biggest surprise coming out of the weekend, you tell me what y'all's was, the biggest surprise was just how impressive Ohio State looked against a team that I thought both defensive fronts would play well. I thought both run games would play well. Obviously, the Dylan Sampson injury had a great effect on that. But my gosh, they shrunk in the moment. Tennessee
they did. I think Ohio State did what I think we expected the entire year for them to do. They are the most talented team in the country, and they finally played like it.
Yeah, they shocked me that they actually looked the part.
But I will also say this too: that first drive, that face mask on Tennessee was huge.
Yeah,
huge.
Yeah. Roughing penalty.
Because if they go 3 and out there, and Tennessee gets the ball, I mean Ohio State is shook at that point. They go 3 and out.
And he made a great play. The defender for Tennessee. Made a great play on him. It's just you can't touch the head.
Yeah.
And he grabbed the face.
I'm not saying it would have changed the game at all. Ohio State probably would have still won the game big. But at the very least, you've got a moment there where Ohio State shook a little bit. And, maybe you can get something going on offense where you could get a score and get up. And then it's, who knows what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't. And they were clearly not. Ohio State was far and away the best team. And Ohio State was far and away the best team of the 10 that played. The 8 that played.
Yeah, well, I underestimated them because what I saw against Michigan, I saw a team reeling. I seen Ohio State, I saw them in the Penn State game dominate. I saw them in games where I saw them dominate. And when I saw Michigan come and do what they did and punch them in the mouth, essentially, I thought that shook them up a little bit. But that's coaching. Ryan Day, he did a hell of a job because if that Ohio State team shows up week in and week out, the one that we saw against Tennessee, there's no one in the bracket that could beat them. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think I've seen the best of each team throughout the year, and that Ohio State best is probably the best. Now Georgia beating Alabama was special, but they're missing their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the equalizer. But if Carson Beck was healthy and Ohio State played that way, those two meet in the championship, that would be something special.
Well, the other thing is that. There are at times I'm saying, what am I watching? Should Michigan be in the SEC right now? And the way they played Ohio State compared to the way Tennessee played Ohio State? My gosh, invite them in right now because that's how embarrassing the product was that Tennessee put out there. I felt so sorry for the son-in-law, and he did tumble in the rankings. I cooked him breakfast yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah. I said, come on over here, son. I said, because your team stunk, okay?
I know, but if you really
bottom.
If you really think about it with Tennessee, they did beat Alabama, but as we saw as the season played out, Alabama on the road was a completely different team.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, what did Tennessee do where you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, Tennessee's a playoff team. And they certainly didn't, I read over the schedule, the back half of the schedule. It's embarrassing. So they certainly didn't have a difficult road there after the Alabama game. But that's a team that basically was a Billy Napier mistake away from losing to Florida at home.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Before Florida got on its roll.
Yeah, they did. All right, we are done. We say thanks to Mokama Beer Company. We always enjoy them hanging out with us. Mondays with Mokama, you can definitely check them out any day of the week for delicious coffee, Tuesday through Sunday for delicious craft, and then find them on the shelves, especially if you are holiday shopping. I did laugh. RJ just sent us an X post from the Chick-fil-A Bowl. They have banned Texas mascot Bevo from attendance. Plays right into their campaign, which is just outstanding. I'll just tell you this much. We had some unbelievable brisket from Leon's dude, so we say thanks to him for that.
Oh, no doubt.
It was outstanding. All right, we are done. We'll talk to you mañana as we get closer. It'll be Christmas Eve right here on